Oh yeah, it's almost time. We got the GOAT back. We got the GOAT back. We got Caitlin Clark back in the gym, going viral. This is crazy. We got to get into this. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the video. Let's go. It's happening. It's happening already. Caitlin Clark, the GOAT, is back in the gym with the Indiana Fever. You see who that is right there. You see who that is right there. Here, this picture was taken with...
The footage hit the internet and exploded instantly. Every angle from the gym showed Caitlin Clark with a level of intensity that made fans stop mid-scroll. This wasn't just a workout. This was a warning shot. She's back. She's locked in. And she's coming for everyone who ever doubted her. Every drill, every rep, every laser-focused look told the same story. Caitlin Clark means business. It wasn't practice. It was a spectacle, raw, unfiltered, and powerful. Her viral comeback made one thing clear: a storm is forming, and the league can feel it. Fans are counting down the days until the season starts, and the hype around her has never been more justified.
That lifts all boats. She's not a needle mover. She's the needle. Y'all need to get behind this girl and ride this gravy train. And she stood front line. She was ready to go at Jeff Teague. She was ready to go at everybody. Caitlin Clark is back in the gym, training hard with the Indiana Fever in preparation for the 2026 season, man. You can see this here. This picture, it says, life is about showing up for your friends, people you admire, and building greatness for the future. At Caitlin Clark, at Indiana Fever, at WNBA. And you got Nancy Lieberman with Caitlin Clark. That is fire.
Fueling the anticipation even more was the presence of basketball legend Nancy Lieberman, standing right beside Clark in the gym. This isn't a sudden partnership. Lieberman has supported Clark from the very beginning. She's been one of Clark's fiercest advocates, even when others hesitated early on. Lieberman's presence during these critical workouts sends a message. Clark's impact stretches far beyond points and highlights. Their collaboration represents a meeting of elite basketball minds, shaping Clark not just for today's games, but for a legacy that will last.
We have a lot of jealousy, and I'm gonna answer this question by stating a fact. When Michael Jordan came into the NBA in 1984, it was Magic and Larry Bird who kind of started to resurrect the interest in the NBA. When Michael came in, TV ratings soared, salaries soared, media was so attached to him, and he backed it up with his play. Now there were, right, with the bad boys, there were the Jordan rules, and they roughed him up, and all Michael did was get in the weight room, start changing his body composition so he could handle the people that were coming at him.
Lieberman didn't sugarcoat anything either. She said it plainly. Caitlin Clark doesn't move the needle, she is the needle. The force lifting the entire WNBA. She urged the rest of the league to embrace the momentum Clark is generating, recognizing the massive growth she's driving in viewership, revenue, and interest. While others questioned Clark's rise, Lieberman saw the shift coming from miles away. And she was right.
All of it was, to be honest. That's why she was so targeted.
Caitlin Clark, she'll get tougher, right? She went in the weight room, she got bigger, she got stronger. Of course, she's been injured. And it's okay. We want everybody to raise their level of play for the next generation who's coming after you. I know this. I was the Caitlin Clark in the 80s and 90s, where I had 99.9% of all the attention for women's basketball in the world.
Right.
And you know what? When you get to this stage, you're like, okay, what can I do? Enrique is a baller. Paige Beckers is playing great. Look what Sabrina and Stewie has been.
Her praise kept going. Lieberman compared Clark's mindset to Michael Jordan's early NBA years, when the physicality was brutal, when the bad boys tried to break him, and Jordan responded by transforming his body to dominate the league. Lieberman sees that same fire in Clark, the hunger to strengthen, the refusal to fold, the drive to rise above every hit and every challenge.
All the attention for women's basketball in the world.
Right.
And you know what? When you get to this stage, you're like, okay, what can I do? Enrique is a baller. Paige Beckers is playing great. Look what Sabrina and Stewie has been doing, and Skylar and NECA. I mean, they're on every team. There's amazing levels of talent and stop nitpicking with each other. Just go out and ball, and let the final
play the game.
Yeah, all the targeting, all that stuff was it was unnecessary, and the fans saw it play out right in front of them. That's why I appreciate Nancy.
Then came another comparison, Tiger Woods. The young phenom who didn't just compete, he reshaped an entire sport. Woods brought new viewers, new sponsors, massive prize money, and record-setting crowds. Lieberman believes Clark holds that same transformative power for the WNBA. She's not just an athlete, she's a catalyst, a game-changer whose reach extends far beyond the court.
The average attendance in the 33 games Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever have played in this season is 15,746, which leads the WNBA. The average attendance of WNBA games not involving Caitlin Clark is on average 8,490, an 85% drop from games that Caitlin Clark is not participating in. Obviously, the New York Liberty average over 11,000, the Los Angeles Sparks average over 10,000, but the Indiana Fever at 15,746. Yet I'm on the air the other day, and
Lieberman had a clear message for the league: stop hating, start appreciating. If Clark is boosting ratings and bringing the spotlight, celebrate it. She called out the jealousy, the petty rivalries, the refusal by some to acknowledge Clark as the best guard in the game, something her stats and impact already prove. Lieberman urged players to support one another rather than tear each other down, reminding everyone that the success of one can lift the entire league.
you could say, what would you want to say in terms of the narrative that has been put out there as it pertains to her coverage and her feeling?
Cheryl Swoops was probably the biggest hater. The biggest hater. That's what Cheryl Swoops was. She hated so much, she ain't even on Gil's Arena. She got kicked off the Dallas Wings telecast, all types of stuff. She was doing too much.
It's about Caitlin Clark.
You know, I've known Cheryl since she was in college. I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her.
She even addressed the hard truth. Much of the backlash Clark faces stems from jealousy. Women are powerful, competitive, and capable, but that same competitiveness can fuel resentment when a new superstar disrupts the hierarchy. Lieberman's honesty peeled back the curtain on the unspoken tensions that rise when someone becomes bigger than the game itself.
And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you know, you might like Boston, I might like the Yankees. You know, it's okay to have difference of opinions. Well, she got upset with me on the phone, and I was like, Cheryl, you know, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship, it pretty much is not happening at this point. I tried to talk to her at the Final Four. Right. She didn't want to talk to me. My life's going to be good or great with or without.
Meanwhile, Clark has been putting in punishing work. She looks stronger, bigger, more resilient, preparing not just to play, but to thrive in the physical reality of the WNBA. This isn't a comeback for the sake of returning. It's an evolution, a leveling up. Drawing from her own career, Lieberman revealed she was the Caitlin Clark of the 80s and 90s, carrying the weight of global attention on her shoulders. She knows the pressure, the criticism, the expectations, and she's passing down that experience to Clark. She also called out the league's habit of nitpicking and tearing down talent, reminding everyone that the sport is overflowing with stars: Angel Reese, Paige Buchers, Sabrina Ionescu, Skylar Diggins-Smith. Her message: celebrate greatness, don't sabotage it. On the court, Clark has backed up every bit of the hype. She's averaging around 19 points per game for the Indiana Fever and delivering when it matters most. And the numbers off the court are even more staggering. Fever home games featuring Clark pull in an average of 15,746 fans. Games without her, around 8,400, an 85% drop. The impact is undeniable. Clark isn't just a player, she's an economic engine powering the league. The conversation grew sharper when Lieberman recapped her clash with Stephen A. Smith over Cheryl Swoops' false claims about Clark. Swoops refused to acknowledge Clark's impact and spread misinformation about her age, eligibility, and shot attempts, claims that were immediately debunked. Clark is 22, not 25. She was a fourth-year senior, not a fifth. and she never came close to shooting 40 times a game. Lieberman publicly demanded accuracy and accountability, emphasizing that opinions are fine, but facts are non-negotiable, especially when discussing a generational talent. Swoops didn't take it well, fracturing her relationship with Lieberman. But Lieberman stood firm, choosing honesty over comfort and defending Clark against unfair narratives. Her loyalty during the controversy became one of Clark's greatest pillars. Through all the noise, Clark remains unshaken. She's in the gym, grinding harder than ever, preparing to silence every critic. This viral workout wasn't a routine update, it was a declaration of dominance. A promise that this season will be her most electrifying yet. With Lieberman's unwavering support, the stats to back her up, and a fanbase hungry for her return, Caitlin Clark is poised to redefine the league. Stronger, tougher, more focused than ever. This isn't just a comeback, this is the beginning of a new era in the WNBA.